So I'm doing a bit of research, and I come across Elul because I'm looking up Yetzirah, and so it's talking about Elul, and okay, so this is, what is this? www.inner.org. I don't know, just something about it. I think I saw 515 in the little description. Actually, let me click back and see if that's why I just saw April something 1:33 p.m. go by like on a ticker tape on that site right before I clicked back, and it has 133 shares on it, so that number 33. Yeah, because it's the first one. Yeah, I looked up Yetzirah and Rivka. So that's Isaac and Rebecca, okay? And Isaac, Yitzchak, or Yetzirah, it says Yitzchak right here, but, I got it as Yetzirah and Rivka, but so that's 208 and Rivka is 307, and together it's 515, which equals tefillah, or prayer. Okay, so so I clicked on that, very first one that popped up, because I was getting 515, and then I knew that 878 was somewhere because I looked. So when I looked on that sign, it said 878, something like whatever code. It was like in a parking lot, just like a sign on a metal post, and it ended in 878, and I was like 15, and I was 878. Oh, it's snowing. 878 seemed familiar, but I didn't know why. And then I realized on my shampoo bottle it says like established, because it's like this pine tar shampoo with tea tree oil. It said established 1878, so there was the 878, and I was like, oh, 1515, because it's like a maritime. Anyway, this little weird whatever OCD whatever gematria thing that I do, but it always, this is why I do it, because it's like it always has this a message, so. And synchronizes. So right when I saw that, so this, I shared this in a video, I was on a walk, whatever. So right when I saw that on the sign, the 878, I'm like, oh, 1515, and I right as I had that thought, I looked over to the left, and there was a license plate that ended in 515. So I was like, got the 1515. Okay, so I'm looking up Rivka and Yetzirah, and it's 515 when you add it together. So Elul, according to Sefer Yetzirah, each month of the Jewish year has a letter of the Hebrew alphabet, a zodiac sign, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, a sense, and a controlling limb of the body that corresponds to it. It's very interesting because in the shamanic harmonics reading I did for my twin and I think in the resonant of something, when I was reading the card for the resonance oracle deck, I forget what card came out too, but anyway, it was something about four-limbed staff, so they're a controlling limb of the body that corresponds to it, so that, that's interesting, limb. Okay, so Elul, the 6th of the 12 months of the Jewish calendar, counting from Nisan. So it's called the month of repentance, the month of mercy, and the month of forgiveness. No wonder all that feeling has been coming. I usually feel it clairsentiently, and then it's like, or the saints, like telepathically, they'll be communicating with me, and then it'll be like, oh, duh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me that your feast day is coming up. I've been trying to say for instead of fur. Because fur is its own thing. I want to give it its respect. Speaking of fur, the fur letters of the name Elul. Okay, so So Elul follows the 2 previous months of Tammuz and Av. Okay, A-V, like avian. Okay, so Tammuz and Av, the months of the 2 great sins of Israel, the sin of the golden calf and the sin of the spies. And interesting, my friend Aaron telepathically has been coming in because I was adjusting this beeswax candle that I have in this candle holder that he gave to me because I was just dusting the shelves and everything recently, and so I was thinking about him and hoping that he was doing well and living righteously, and that he's with God and alive and well and all that, and praying for him and sending him love. So the 4 letters of the name Elul, E-L-U-L, are an acronym for the initial letters of the phrase in the Song of Songs 6:3. I am to my beloved, and my beloved is to me. Oh, I am to my beloved in repentance and consummate desire to return to my soul root in God, and my beloved is to me with divine expression of mercy and forgiveness. So this is the month that the king is in the field, all can approach him, and he shines his countenance to all. Elul is a month of preparation for the high holy days of Tishrei. Tishrei. Rose. It is the month that Moses ascended to Mount Sinai a 3rd time for a period of 40 days from Rosh Chodesh, Elul, to Yom Kippur, when he descended with the 2nd tablets of the covenant. These days were days when God revealed to the Jewish people great mercy. So in small numbering, Elul is 13. That's so funny. And this blouse that I got, and it has like these little mandala, anyway. And it's light blue and white, kind of like a lighter blue and white, but like a natural white, not a bleached white, Okay, so at 13, alluding to the 13 principles of divine mercy that are revealed in the month of Elul. And that's interesting because I have that tab open, 13 principles of mercy, right now. So it's, how all this is coming together. The Yud is the first letter of the Tetragrammaton, God's essential name, Havaya. Baby Daddy, that was one of the names. He went by a lot. Havaya, Osiris, Sirius, all this. I'll have to talk about him one day. Anyway, the name of mercy. It is also the final letter of the name Adnut, the name which enclothes the name Havaya to reveal and express it to the world. Thus, the Yud is the beginning of the essence of divine mercy, Havaya. Ava, Yah, okay, Ava, Eva, Eve, okay, Yah, okay, Av, like bird, avian. And the Yud is the end of the manifestation of divine mercy, Adnut. And I was just talking about Tefnut and Gebnut, and there's Adnut. All this is just, okay, and I'm not an expert on any of this, I'm just sharing this, okay, so. All created form begins with an essential point, just like the first particle of emission. Oh gosh! All created form begins with an essential point of energy and life force, the point of the letter Yud. The end of the creative process is as well a point of consummation and satisfaction, a Yud. Okay, this is Ouroboros. Okay, this is what Rainbow Aurora, Archaea, Lady Grace, Archangel Uriel, his Archaea, Lady Grace, Rainbow Aurora. Okay, she told me Ouroboros. Well, she asked me, she's like, what's that thing with the serpent and goes in a circle and eats itself and what's it called? I'm like, Ouroboros? She's like, oh, yeah. And then just walked away. So it's, that's her style. It's interesting. It's very, it's subtle. It's an essence. It gets you to like tune into your own, see what you know, dig in there, get in the earth of you, into your soil, get yourself under your own fingernails. She was just talking through me right there, because that was kind of cool. I don't take responsibility for that at all. Maybe my higher self. Okay. So the word Yud means hand. Our sages interpret the verse, even my hand has founded the earth and my right hand has developed the heavens. That God stretched out his right hand to create the heavens and stretched out his left hand to create the earth. The right hand is the point of beginning and the left hand is the point of the end. So that's what I'm saying. Everything starts with the right brain, comes through the right brain. It has to start with the right, she has to move and open up, okay, to let him out. The masculine, the electric, and open up and receive him. This is creation. And I'm going to have to do the Cancer thing. And because I know this is the energy that's going on with them. In the above quoted verse, the left hand, referred to as my hand, without any definite designation of right or left, appears before the right hand. This accords with the opinion of Hillel that the earth preceded the heavens. The earth represents the consummation of creation. The end of action is first in thought. This is getting kind of deep here. Chew on it a little bit. The Yud of Elul is, in particular, the left hand, the controller of the month's sense, the sense of action and rectification. That's what I was saying, like with the right brain is like, no, we're definitely going to have mercy and give and have charity, but the left brain decides, makes sense of like, what's a reasonable amount, what we can afford, what do they need, every man according to their need. That keeps coming up, and that was one of the 13 points of mercy or something, because God gave me that, put that on my spirit. I'm like, every man according to his need, because he was saying you can help those less fortunate than you, and then he was also saying every man according to their need. So you give to those less fortunate to you, but give appropriately, right? What makes sense, what's reasonable, what's balanced. So, the left-hand controller of the month's sense, the sense of action and rectification. This is the final point of creation, reaching its ultimate purpose and end. The Yud of Adnut, perfectly reflecting in created reality the Yud of Havaya. Okay, so, and then that's the letter that's associated with it. Okay, so there's a little introduction, and then we talked about Yud, so the things that I mentioned in the beginning that are, okay, there's a part of the body, there's a zodiac sign, so the letter Yud. Now the zodiac sign is Virgo, okay, and I believe that came up, maybe not the last, I think maybe the last couple times. I think one was routine and one was something, so Virgo's been coming up with when I'm the Black Moon deck. Okay, so Mazal, Virgo, Betula, the Virgin, Beth Ula, or Bet Ula. Beth means house. It's also a letter. Yeah, letter B. Looks like a backwards E, kind of. So in Kabbalah, the union of Isaac and Rebekah symbolizes the spiritual service of prayer and devotion to God. Isaac, Yitzhak, 208, plus Rebekah, Rivka, 307, is 515, Tefillah, prayer. Okay, so the word Betula appears for the first time in the Torah, and the only time in description of a specific woman, in praise of our matriarch Rebekah before her marriage to Isaac. Right, that's why God gave me Rivka. The Betula symbolizes God's... I just read this up... Anyway, I went to the third, because the 515 caught my attention, so that was actually like the third... They're only sentences, though, but third paragraph down, so now I just read the second one. Now I'll go to the first one. The Betula symbolizes God's beloved bride, Israel, the bride of the Song of Songs, who says to her groom, I am to my beloved, and my beloved is to me. So, and then Azal, Ma-zal, or M, and then Azal, like Azrael, okay, that's the underworld. I was kind of getting like, that maybe Azrael and Uriel are the same because of the Ouroboros, and when I go in to explain that, I'll explain, and I may be way off, I don't know, I didn't research it, but I was just like, yeah, I kind of feel like in the above in Malkuth, but then in the underworld, they're Azrael, Magdalena, okay, but in Malkuth, in the light, because they're the Ouroboros, okay, in the light, they're Uriel and Lady Grace, Rainbow Aurora, Archaea, and Archangel. Okay, so, but that's another video. Okay, so in Chassidut, so I'm not familiar with a lot of this stuff. Okay, so in Chassidut, the verse, I am to my beloved as my beloved is to me, refers in particular to the service of prayer of the month of Elul. Elul. The Virgin of Elul, Rebecca, gives birth retroactively with respect to the order of the months of the year to the twins of Sivan. And it's interesting because the Empress came out. I was just doing some cards for myself. Okay, Empress came out. Then I laid a spread like for my masculine left brain. Laid it like, okay, the typical spread I do. First one was freestyle. First card that came out was the Empress. Then I did satisfy the left brain and laid like a grid, like the spread that I usually do. And the Empress came out on the left, on the masculine side, the 3 individual cards for the masculine. That was the first card that was laid down. So, and on there, it looked like, I was like, it looks like this crown of 12 stars on her head, the moon on her. I'm like, this looks like the Virgo, the Virgin. Okay, and it's all this Vesca Pisces. It's just, everything is so synchronized. So anyway, because when you're in the flow, that's all it is. It's constant. Everything is synchronized because you're in the flow where everything is synchronized. So it makes sense. So yeah, so now it's talking about Virgo. I was like, what? I know. I was like, why was Virgo just coming in just recently though? Yeah, that's why, because on the Empress card in that deck, it was reminding me of that. The was it September 23rd, 9/23? Is that September? I can't count right now. Okay, so the Virgin Elul, Rebecca gives birth retroactively, okay, with the months of the year to the twins of, of Sivan, Ivan, Jacob, and Esau. And Ivan is a form of the name John. Oh, there's so many. Joaquin, Zosha. Okay, so with respect to the order of the months of the year, gives birth retroactively with respect, okay, to the twins of Sivan, Sivan, Jacob and Esau, the sons of Rebecca, as explained. Okay, the first tablets given in Sivan were broken because of sin. The second tablets given to Moses in Elul, the month of repentance, are whole. Repentance is identified in Kabbalah with mother. In general, and Rebecca in particular. Mother is Binah, 67, which equals Elul, and that's me and my twins' birth year in reverse, which is probably the right way, 67. Because what, that would be how many years off? 9, perfect. In Kabbalah, the mother remains forever on the spiritual plane a virgin in a continual state of teshuvah and tefillah. Her ever new union with Father never ceases, 2 companions that never part. With the coming of Mashiach, the Messiah, such will be the state of the lower groom and bride. Father and mother correspond to the first 2 letters of Havayah. The higher union, groom and bride, or son and daughter, correspond to the second 2 letters of Havayah, the lower union. Okay, this is what I'm getting, like, this is what I'm saying, because this is corresponding, synchronizing, kind of confirming. I feel it's confirming with what I was saying about Azrael, because I was like, Uriel, yeah, but it's like, I feel like they're, it's the light and dark aspects of the same angels is what I'm trying to say. So when they're saying the upper union and the lower union, this is what I'm saying, with the above being Uriel and Lady Grace, Rainbow Aurora, and then the lower, the underworld, being Azrael and Magdalena. It's like the upper three chakras, the lower three chakras. Okay, so that's another video. Okay, so the Betula symbolizes as well the virgin earth, the land of Israel, destined to be married to the people of Israel. As the prophet declares, as a young man marries a virgin, so will your children marry you, the land of Israel. Isaiah 62:5. Here we see that the children marry Mother Earth, who remains virgin earth. Yes, this is great mother, and we better respect her. She gonna kick us out because we old enough. So, the earth represents the rectification of action, the sense of the month of Elul, as described above. Okay, so this is the tribe associated with it, which is another reason why I'm sharing this, is Gad, which means camp, which is the first part of my twin's last name. Okay, so this corresponds with my twin and soul family, okay, breath family, which is what my... Yeah, see, I don't want to give it labels because my twin flame really could have been like the one that burned up, whatever. Okay, and then this is your breath mate that God has for you. Okay, so I'm just saying the one that divine, your divine partner. Okay, the one who's your divine partner. So Gad means camp. As in the verse, the blessing of our father Jacob to his son Gad. Gad shall organize camps, army camps, and he should, yeah, oh, he does. He'll light that firewood. It's all divine. We all wrote all this stuff before we came down here to make sure we keep each other awake, out of the world, in line, putting God first. Okay, so we all do it for each other. And he shall return with all his camps. Genesis 49:19. Okay, there's that 49, 7 times 7. There's 19 again. And then 49:19 is 919 in there. The special talent of Gad is to organize a company. The name Gad means as well good fortune. It is truly the good fortune of Israel to be... That's funny. And he just said something about a red bird. And I know that means good fortune. And he said that, fortune coming. So... good fortune of Israel to be God's beloved bride, and this good fortune reveals itself through the means of our good deeds, especially those which are intended to rectify our blemishes and beautify ourselves as a bride for her groom. The good fortune of Gad relates in Kabbalah to the 13 principles of mercy that are revealed in the month of Elul in order to arouse the soul from its root. It's good fortune to return to God. Yeah, it's like the tree of life. This is what I'm saying. These four angels, which are really two aspects, the light and dark of the same. Okay, so soul from its root. Okay, so that's your essence. Okay, arouse the soul from its root. This is your essence. And I just smelled these purple fuchsias that I had, and they're not too strong. They smell a little bit stronger when they first open up. But it smells like a faint rose. And I know that I've smelled freesias before and they smell different. But these ones smell like roses. So it's very interesting. They smell like red roses. Yeah, just very much a rose scent coming from these purple freesias that I have 3 of. That I brought inside to water and keep. Yeah, because it's snowing today and it's been windy and cold and rainy yesterday. So going through another deep freeze. So Gad equals 7, okay, and 777 has been coming, oh, okay, and then the 49, 7 times 7. Gad was the 7th son to be born to Jacob, Mazal, the more common word for good fortune, okay, and that equals 77. The middle letter of Mazal is Zayin, which looks like because I have it right here on my whiteboard, it looks like a capital I. Okay, and it's a symbol of a weapon, okay, like a Vajra. That's the Zayin, which equals 7 of Mazal. Okay. The word Migdal, tower, is formed. Oh, dude. Okay. I'm just saying. Tower card. Okay. The verse states a tower, Migdal, equals 77, of might, O-Z. Might is O-Z. That's like my son's name backwards, Zo, X-O. But, okay, so that's like the cross of Taran plus the O of the Oraphim, originate, using the 4 elements. So Oz or Zo is the same, which is 77. His life path number is 7. Oh my god. Of might, Oz equals 70. Okay, a tower of might is the name of God. Into it shall run the tzaddik and become exalted. In Kabbalah, the tower of might represents the bride, the Batula of Elul, the soul root and mazal of the Jewish people. The tzaddik, the groom, runs with all of his might to enter the tower of might. That was a lot of 7s and then well, that was a packed paragraph, PP. Okay. So the sense is action. Yeah. Yeah, Chariot's been coming up. So major arcana, but then also Knight of Wands. Okay, the feminine side, masculine side. So the sense of action is the sense and inner knowledge. There's knowledge. When that knowledge card was on the top, when that New Beginnings, 44, Blue Butterfly, Archangel Michael energy. This new beginning, you're protected. Now we're protected again. Right? We had the protection removed, let's put it back in place again. It's getting reinstalled. Yes, the installments of the rectification. The sense of action. Okay, so the sense of action and the sense and inner knowledge, devoted. That through devoted deeds of goodness, one is always able to rectify any blemished or broken state of the soul. This is the sense necessary for the spiritual service of Elul. Action. Okay. And area. Action. Okay. The service of repentance and true teshuvah to God. The sense of action is thus the sense never to despair. This is the point, the yud of Elul, of divine service. Without it, one can neither begin an act or end. That's right. The sense of action is the inclination to fix a broken object, to save a situation rather than to throw it away. In addition, the sense of action and the sense of organization and the sense of management of complex systems, as Gad, the tribe of Elul, signifies camps and company. The way it's kind of written is there's lots of things in parentheses, which is kind of like how I write, because you're just like, I wish we could just like overlay all these thoughts into one symbol and just go and see the symbol and just download all the, oh God, my brain hurts thinking about it. We're not ready for that yet, but we're almost there. I feel it. I feel we're getting real close, real close. Little parts are coming in, getting us there. So, okay, so of the letter Yud of Elul, it is said, God with wisdom, the point of Yud, founded, rectified the earth, the sense of action. So of the letter Yud of Elul, it is said, God with wisdom, the point of the Yud, founded or rectified, like erector set, the earth, the sense of action. So, controller, left hand, as mentioned above, God stretched out his left hand to create the earth, and as quoted above, God with wisdom founded the earth. The right hand, the more spiritual of the two hands, which creates the heavens, lift up your eyes and see who, capital H, has created these, the inner spiritual dimension of reality. Controls the sense of sight, whereas the left, I read that a little weird because they had a parenthesis right after reality, so yeah, it's kind of too many parentheticals. So spiritual dimension of reality controls the sense of sight, whereas the left, more physical hand controls the sense of action. Right? An outward action and sight. Remember, like an eye is a womb receiving the light, like the feminine. That's the right. The mitzvah, commandment of action of the tefillin shel yad, is performed on the left hand. The right hand puts it on the left hand, i.e. sees to its being performed on the left hand. It is the left hand which touches the heart. This teaches us that all rectified action derives from the good emotions and intentions of the heart. Oh. Yeah, and that's how, like, Hebrews, they wash their hands. They don't put both hands under the water and, like, agitate them both together. They take the right hand and pour water on the left hand. They take the left hand and pour water on the right hand. So that's just little things like that I learned from Baby Daddy, and he lived in Israel for a while with, like, big family with, like, 9 kids or something. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to share. That was pretty awesome. All the synchronicities and everything was just like, yeah, so, okay. It was kind of choppy, but it was in real time. I just kind of skimmed through it, and it just called to me to share it, so. And I'm not too familiar with all this stuff. I mean, it's in me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm waking up to it, so. All right. Love, peace, and blessings.